me.
Challenge me, tricky. Not well, the ring.
the urgency of your business, I've thought it best to refrain from making conversation during the past few visits. Today I will permit myself a few words. I feel truly privileged to have had the honor of meeting a hero such as you. You're an inspiration to us all, sir, and on that note, God will wait to you in the command. So often do you achieve the impossible that I fear my words and congratulations will begin to sound repetitive, if indeed they have not already. With this in mind, I shall say only that I am glad for your safe return. Another notch in the old belt, isn't it? Well done, my friend. Were I a god, I would dare say I would turn out your son. That such beings can be defeated runs contrary to all I know. Whence comes your strength and sense of purpose? My congratulations, Amkip. This victory will serve to quiet Sagan, for the time at least. A number of things did not go exactly to plan. Leviathan denied us the luxury of ramming, for one. Let's not quibble over the manner of the victory, eh? Limsa safe, and you're yet undrowned. I conclude that it's been a good day. Go bask in the god. Go bask in God knows gratitude, will you? You have certainly heard that.
We Lominsons are sworn to strive, till sea swallows all. And swallow all it would have had Leviathan prevailed. That we still strive now, we owe in no small part to you. Not for the first time, you have delivered Limsa Lominsa from the wrath of a primal. Never has our nation known a stouter ally. On behalf of my people, I give you my humblest thanks. 'Tis meet that I give thanks to old Mistbeard, too, for his fine solution. Whatever else he may have been, 'tis clear he was a resourceful soul. Would that I had a man like him in my service.
Before I set foot in these lands, I had no inkling that the people of Eorzea contended with such mighty foes. Suffice it to say, their existence came as something of a shock, as did the idea that they could be defeated. This experience has served to remind me of the vastness of the world, and the boundless potential of man. Though I am but a refugee in this realm, I would fain be of use to you in your fight. Know that I am tutored in one of the foremost combat arts of the Far East. It may seem outlandish to the Eorzean eye, but should any of your people care to learn, I would be pleased to initiate them.
And I will see to it that they are grateful. I have no doubt that your knowledge and skills will serve us well. Besides, your art is not so outlandish as you think. Would you not agree, Master Thancred?
Naught escapes your searching eye, Admiral. Few are privy to this information, but Limsa Lominsa is home to a certain secret fraternity. Its members are trained in a form of combat not unlike your own. By my judgment, it should not be beyond such individuals to adapt to the techniques I witnessed you employing with such admirable deftness.
I am heartened to hear this. I too noted a kinship between your style and mine own, though it seemed to me that you fought differently in the beginning.
I suppose I did. What can I say? I'm a man of many talents.
Though you may labor to believe it, Thancred was once something of a scoundrel who fraternized with the criminal class in these parts.
Yestola! You jest, of course.
But for a chance encounter with Alphino's grandsire, he might never have left Limsa Lominsa, or received an education in Sharlayan, or taken up his post in Uldar, which is where he trained in the blade, lest you wonder.
Ophelia, please!
It would seem there is more to you than meets the eye, Master Thancred.
Lady Yugiri, I am told that you and yours came to Eorzea seeking permanent resettlement, and that many domins have since been engaged as frontier hands at Revenant's Toll. Moderna is many things, but a place of refuge it is not. Know that I would like nothing better than to furnish your people with a new home here on Lominsan soil. Alas, racked by instability as we are, our nation is in no fit state to take you in. Yet I'll not have it said that we turned a blind eye to your suffering. Until such time as we can do more, I pledge to send provisions.
We are in your debt, Admiral. I realize that it scarce qualifies as repayment, but if it please you, I shall set about sharing my martial knowledge with your people at once.
You wished a word in private.
The better not to spoil the festive mood. History repeats itself, Admiral. As the kobolds did before them, the Sahagin resorted to summoning their god over a territorial feud. They acted in self-preservation. It may be that the Sahagin initiated this particular clash, but how it begins does not interest me so much as how it ends.
I have not forgotten our conversation, Y'ashtola. I am aware that man bears part of the blame for the Primal's existence. Nor am I ignorant of the Sahagin's reason for acting. They sought to secure a place to breed and multiply that their kind might survive. Self-preservation, as you say. But we have as much right to live and thrive as they. If our own survival is threatened, are we to lay down our arms and welcome oblivion? Nay.
And so you kill, that you might live. Yet if living is a right, then that right belongs to all peoples, be they men or beastmen.
I'll not deny your reasoning. But when a storm gathers, it falls to me to see my people safely through it. That is my duty, and I shall do it.
As must we all, Admiral. Stay the course then, but know that it will lead to no good end.
Man has ever put himself first and foremost. To justify his actions, he clads himself in the armor of righteousness, though it be a fancy of his own making. In this, mayhap the Garleans and we Domans are not so different.
Eorzea has become as a raging sea. If we are to keep our heads above the waves, we cannot scruple to drown the man next to us. When hopes of coexistence founder, strength must determine who has the greater right to live.
The Admiral has informed me of the arrangement. I have in my keeping a letter of introduction for Lady Yugiri. To the south stands a gate leading to a pier for smaller fishing vessels. Look for an inconspicuous heroine man there. I sent the letter to him. He says the gatekeeper starts. Now before you go, I'm obliged to remind you that the members of the fraternity to which you'll be introduced abide in the shadows of innocent society. They value their independence more highly than pirates, and are united by a bond stronger than these. To wit, they are invariably very new faces. They'll be penned by the Admiral's help, and their words on parchment will engage in inspiring their confidence. You must work with every honest and trusting place. But here's the letter. Go to the aforementioned place and show it to the aforementioned man. Oh, good. Got business with me, adventurer? No, it's not. Actually, might be Jack. So, you're the man the Admiral sent word of. I was hoping I might catch a glimpse of Tancred, too. Been a while since I saw his white shite-eating grin. But with all the doe-eyed wenches about, I expect he got his hands full. Ah, you must be the Far Easterner that Melweb says that wants to train with mules. Welcome to Limsa, my lady. I'm Yugiri of Doma. 'Tis an honor to make your acquaintance. I must confess, when I first learned of your organization, I had certain preconceptions as to the nature of your membership. It seemed I was mistaken. You're not the first person to say that, lass. Limsa is a city of pirates, to be sure. Pirates don't give two farts about keeping a spotless reputation. They hardly need a secret society to do their dirty work. Might as be as my people are at night keep to the shadows, but we got nothing to be ashamed of. Simply better for business that we remain unseen. And so you have developed fighting techniques suited for this purpose, I see. Know that the practitioners of my art too are the innocents of shadow. 'Tis in stealth that our strength lies. There's much we might learn from one another, I think. Then one of the 7 hells I will wait for. Come with us, you gotta do what's it. Then we can get acquainted with more private surroundings. Ah, that didn't come out right, did it? Master Amkip, I shall remain with these people for a time that I might study their ways. Know that I am loath to be separated from my countrymen. I take solace in the knowledge that they are in the best of hands. You have been a true friend to us Domans. No words would suffice to express my gratitude. Ere long, I hope to begin imparting my martial knowledge to the people of Eorzea. When that time comes, it will be my honor to welcome you as a student. Much more has occurred since I first beheld Eorzea from the galleon's deck. Suffice it to say, I did not envision being invited to play a part in your noble struggle. But forgive me. I've kept you over long. Doubtless you have pressing business of your own. Rest assured that I no longer require an escort in this land. When you next meet Lady Minfield, I please relay her my humblest thanks. Would that I could do so in person, but I must needs fulfill my promise to the Admiral. Till we meet again, Warrior of Light. Rising Stones. What a particular name for a sanctuary. On behalf of the Scions, I bid you welcome to the Rising Stones. With your cooperation, we hope to grow rich and transform this place into the piling gold. Oh, Amkip, forgive me, but I must see to the dome's needs. What if you wanted to solve a problem that's already happened, like guardians destroying Doma? History is our friend, young one. The answers to the problems of the present are oft found in the past. We need but seek them out. You're too flattering me, dear. I'm not to believe yet you've had a bit too much to drink. Some 15 years ago, a mission took me old out. 'Twas the night of first chance to look again upon your beauty. I was only transfixed. I did not blink this. Deprive myself of even a split second of your radiance. I think this is impressive. In Doma, we train and run in the treetops. Don't mind Papa Limo, he's making a fuss over nothing as usual. Yozan's sense of balance is amazing for a boy's age. I wonder how you got so good. What 7 hells are you doing up there? Get down there before you fall and break your neck. Some of the Domans wanted to learn how to fight. It's fallen up to me to oversee the training. First, I need to find a suitable equipment for everyone. Oh, that's right. I actually have a helm. Get that off.
I have been reflecting upon the events which took place during our visit to Vilbrand. If you have a moment, I would share my conclusions with you. Please, bear with me. When the Sahagin Elder summoned Leviathan, he employed the power we have come to know as the Echo. Though I cannot well explain the how of it, it would seem he became immortal in so doing. When the Admiral subsequently slew him, his spirit emerged from his lifeless flesh, a consciousness shorn of physical form. Thus transfigured, he took up residence in the body of his minion with the ease of a man donning a favorite glove. Long have I known that the Echo allows one to pass through the walls of a man's soul, but never did I imagine that it could free us from our own flesh, nor less that our souls could then occupy the next corporeal vessel to take our fancy. It was of this that Elidibus spoke, an existence which knows neither cessation nor oblivion. And yet, though the Sahagin had mastered his gift and thereby become immortal, he was by no means invulnerable. As we both bore witness, he was ultimately absorbed into Leviathan. And the import of this observation? If the Ascians' mode of existence is indeed the same, it can be inferred that they too are not invulnerable, that they can be destroyed. There exists a legend which tells of souls who are reborn upon the cusp of each umbral calamity, that they might stay the encroaching darkness. To most, it is but a fairy tale. Yet recent events have given me cause to wonder. Could the legend in fact refer to the Echo? Much and more yet remains unknown, but I am confident that all will become clear in time. For the present, however, what matters is that the key to defeating the Ascians may at last be within sight. With Urianger's aid, it is my hope that I shall fathom this matter ere long. Oh, I was just about to send for you, my friend. Is Artemis?
Grave tidings from the Sharlayan motherland, my lady. It doth concern our distant allies, the students of Baldessian.
What of them?
My lady, the Isle of Val, which for many years hath been the Order's home, is no more.
No more? Whatever do you mean?
I relate only that which hath been conveyed unto me by our agents. An etheric wave of the highest magnitude was recorded in the region. Soon thereafter, 'twas observed that the isle had ceased to be. 'Tis postulated that a magic was evoked, like in power to Ultima.
12 preserve.
If there are no other matters, I move that today's meeting be adjourned.
It is done, my lord. Forgive my impertinence, my lord, but these orders, I am uncertain as to what end they serve.
Revolution.
So this is where poor Leviathan lives. What is the meaning of this? Not only is her grave defiled, her body's gone. Who could have done this? Oh no. Could have been Edda. The more I think about it, the more it makes, well, I was going to say sense, but gods. I will try to explain. To the rest of us, a little party was but a means to riches and glory. Such things as the adventurers seek, but to Edda, it was her life. She blamed herself for Avera's death, and to our shame, we agreed with her, though we knew full well we were all to blame. And then we left her where she stood in the fiance's head for company. How could we have been so heartless? Small wonder this poor girl has been driven from her wits. But what is done is done. All we can do is admit our mistakes and make amends best as we can. Vera's gone and so is Leviathan, but Etta refuses to accept it. She won't let go of the past. I know not what she needs to do with Tam Tam, but it can lead to no good end. I will attend this wedding, try to restore her to her senses. I would be much appreciated if you could accompany me, Amkip. As Vera once did, so too does Etta look up to you. She may not listen to me, but she may yet heed the words of someone who she admires. And failing that... No, it doesn't bear thinking about. If we hurry, we need not come to that. Please meet me at the Temptar Deepcroft. Together, we'll put an end to whatever madness Etta is planning. Affairs of training, my friend. I imagine you have grown quite accustomed to the shift between spellcraft and swordplay by now. I will continue to instruct you, but as I said before, practical experience will serve you far better than any tiresome lecture. It is important that you treat every battle as an opportunity to learn. Speaking of which, Father Iliad mentioned that he had something he had wished to discuss regarding our sigil banded ambushers. Let's head inside, shall we? I wonder what the good father has discovered. I am ashamed I did not cover it to me earlier, but I recall an incident that may be connected to this dreadful cult. A merchant's son was kidnapped in Ul'dah some moons ago. When the merchant came to pay the ransom, however, both father and child were murdered. The perpetrators of this terrible act were never unmasked, but the evidence of the scene suggests that two were slain by thaumaturgy. What is more, the merchant was a native Alamigo. Is this not also true of the father of the girls you rescued? Aye, he is Alamigan born. A man by the name of Wilkin, so his wife told me. Could he have been the true target of the kidnappers? We must speak with Master Wilkin at once. There are too many similarities in these cases to ignore, and I would not put it past this school to make a direct attempt on his life. In anticipation of such action, I would inquire after Master Wilkin's trading itinerary. Seems personally conducting business at the Mandeville Gold Saucer, delivering stock for games and prizes and or some such. Very resourceful of you, Father. Thank you. Come, Amkip. The Gold Saucer awaits. Do be careful with those. Break anything and I'll be sure to be forced to deduct it from your side. I beg pardon? What is my Lord Omensa recovering? Why, not so small fortune and prizes won by yours truly in the Gold Saucer. You have heard of the Gold Saucer? Nay, ye gods, man, you might at least try to keep up with the times. It's not only the Sultan's newest and finest place of entertainment. Thrills to the sight of majestic birds roaring down the straights at the chocobo races, and your wits against your peers at the triple triad tables. With the Gold Saucer, one can do all this and more. And if you know what you're about, you'll walk out a wealthier man than you entered. If there's a better place to shake it off one's cares after a willing day of promenading, I've never heard of it. But I'm not sure all the view of my parents are particularly easy on the eye. I've only dare say you've rather discovered them for yourself. Yes, I'll wager you're wondering just how in Thal's good name you can experience the wonders of the Gold Saucer firsthand. Am I right or am I right? Ha! I thought as much. Well, since this happens to be my lucky day, I don't see why you shouldn't be yours too. It also happens to have a spare golden airship ticket. Consider a gift from one eligible young man to about the time to none. Just show the ticket to the lovely girl in the uniform over the landing, and you'll have a seat in the next airship bound for the Red Green Ridges. Be fairly warned, though. You may expect no mercy from me once sure to pass across at the triple triad tables. Nay, It's an odds. Ha! This is a reception desk for flights bound to the mandatory gold saucer. For proceeding, I must ask that you submit your ticket for inspection. You do have a ticket, yes? It appears everything's in order. An airship will be departing shortly before the next bell. Shall I reserve a seat for you? My apologies. I neglected to ask if you were a patron of these halls. But here we are now, and Master Wilson is still occupied with his trade. I'm tempted to eavesdrop on his days to learn what kind of man he is. I display the power of happy gamblers, and wandering by his meeting in the Manor Lodge. Just look for the wonderfully hideous golden statue. Welcome, honored guests, to the Manor Gold Saucer. Well, your wildest dreams are ever but a card of Chocobo's beak from coming true. This is your first visit. Nothing would please us more than to give you a full 12-hour establishment that you might enjoy its wonders to its fullest. At the conclusion of the tour, it is our custom to offer our esteemed patrons a complimentary gift straight from the vaults of our illustrious proprietor himself. Mr. Lord Mandeville's way of personally thanking you for your patronage. Should you wish to take the tour, please proceed to the main counter over there and speak on the receptions. On behalf of the management, I take this opportunity to thank you for choosing the gold saucer. Rest assured, my colleagues and I will spare no effort to see your visit is a pleasant and profitable. May fortune smile upon you. Welcome, traveler, to the Gold Saucer. This is the main counter where you can purchase tickets for the mini Catbot, acquire and redeem Manfield Gold Saucer points, and much, much more. What in the world are you Manfield Gold Saucer points? I hear you cry. Most astute question, and one I shall be only too happy to answer. But first, I want you gaze to your left. Beyond those majestic gates, you will find Chocobo Square, home to the Chocobo Racing Circuit. I, what Chocobo owner, have not dreamed of pitting the fleetest of bird against the realm's finest and post-golden dash for fame and fortune. Truly, it is a sport for sultans. And should you desire more elaborate contest strategy, you'll find it in Minion Square, at the Lord of Minion tables, where the would-be generals pit armies of minions against one another in battles for honor and glory. Now, where were we? Yes, the Mandible Gold Saucer Point. Simply, MGP as you call it for short, is a guarantee by which dreams are bought and sold within these halls. But my associate here beside me can tell you more, including how to go about acquiring some MGP of your very own. Pray speak to him to continue your tour. You're about to experience the wonders of the Gold Saucer for the first time. Oh, Andy. But before you venture forward, then we want to extend a share of your deal for MGP service, which is my great honor to provide. With MGP and your coin birds, you'll be able to enjoy all the battles and attractions you have to offer, and all the wonderful games. If you play them with skill, you'll find that your little stack of points increasing 10, 20, even 100. Now that you know the fundamentals, you're ready to step into the floor of the Gold Saucer. The tour will consider card spread to the southwest. The card traded there will be rejected. I would be, of course, happy to exchange some of your for MGP with you at home. While my associates and I strive to leave nothing unexplained, there's truly no substitute for first-hand experience, and I heartily recommend that you try your hand at our minimum seats for yourself. Well, aren't you a handsome one? Welcome to Card Square, home of the Triple Triad tables. What's Triple Triad, do you ask? Why, it's only the mind-bending, pulse-pounding, maddening Moorish card game that's taken the run by storm. But don't take my word for it. Behold! Can you not feel the tension in the air? From a hand of 5 cards and play the role of field general, sending your bravest into battle. Should you wish to learn the rules and experience the excitement for yourself, you need to only ask. Start today while we throw some complimentary cards to help you on your way. You face off against a single opponent at any time, or if you crave any greater test of your skill, take part in one of our regular tourneys. And believe me when I tell you, there's no feeling quite like standing triumphant on the battlefield after vanquishing all corners. You really should try it. A minute to learn, a lifetime to master. That's Triple Triad. I'm gonna get carried away. You have a tour to finish. One square is your next destination. Not that there's any hurry, of course. If you'd like to play a hand before you go, you need but stay the word. Look, last honey, I wanted to show you around. I've been dying for some company. Feast your eyes on Wonder Square. From gripping games and awe-inspiring attractions to the finest in fine dining and the freshest of refreshments, there's no end to the wonders housed within these halls. And let's not forget the most wondrous of them all, El Colosso, as we lovingly call our mammoth cactus mascot, is the star of our most popular events. Suffice it to say, you won't want to miss them. Now, I know what you're thinking. With everything going on with the Gold Saucer, how can I ever hope you keep up? But you need to worry, my fellow gatekeepers, and I will always keep you on hand to see that you don't miss a thing. In continuation of your tour, I've been instructed to direct you into the waiting arms of my colleague Valletta at the Cactop board. She's one of our most popular girls, and once you meet her, I'm sure you'll understand why. Well, ta-ta for now. There's our Master Wilkin. Thank you again. We'll make the most of this gift, I promise you. Back straight and head up now, lad. Folk will become suspicious. Done not wrong. Besides, the coin is fair gotten and free to give. The man who's talking is known to me. One of the lads belonging to the Alamighty Resistance, if I'm not mistaken. Well, there's certainly more claymores than let's go a business deal. Why waste time on suspicious to make him speak for the mission himself, eh? Master Amkip and Master Xaroon, glad of my furthest chance to talk to you in person with the kindness you've shown my daughters. Your father Iliad said in order to expect you. He also mentioned the danger that my family is not yet past. I suspect I've been marked for assassination. Have you any idea of the why? Say retaliation for funneling funds into the Alamigan Resistance and the guise of standard business dealings? I thought as much. I recognize your client as one of the willing freedom fighters I've seen in Garabania. Well, rest assured that your secrets are safe with us. I myself have spent the better part of my life fighting the resistance. Your dealings do, however, seem to have drawn some more rather unpleasant attention. Very well. You send my children's life in the solid and will trust you with the truth. Many Alamigan refugees are employed here at the Gold Saucer, in no smart part due to the wishes of the establishment's owner, Lord God Mandeville. So these employees have direct ties to the resistance. The young man you saw being one such conduit. As to why I moved them here, well, it's a matter of hiding the trees within the forest. There was another incident not so long ago where the son of an Alamigan-born merchant was kidnapped by a cadre of mages. When the father attempted to pay the ransom, the fiends slew both parent and child. I fear the scenario is one they hope to repeat with you. Yes, a terrible turn of events that was. I did not know the merchant personally, but I knew of his efforts. He too was said to have supported the resistance the fortunes he made in Ola. And there we have our connection. They seem to eradicate the resistance sympathizers. I sense the hand of the Empire behind this cabal. But the assassins themselves favor magic, so they are unlikely to be native Garleans. The puppeteer could very well be a hired killer, maybe a recruit from their subjugated properties. We shall learn the truth in due time. For now, however, we must take steps to keep you alive. Lord Mandeville is a member of the syndicate. The Cold Saucer is the domain. Striking me here would be difficult to say the least. I do, however, have pressing business to attend to and invest for Bay in the coming days. Vesper Bay, eh? Given its particular approach, I can think of dozen places from which assassins could stage an ambush. I might entrust your safety to Amkip. Together we will prove more than a match for any ambushers, and it would also afford us greater insight into our foe. You certainly appear here. I will gladly accept your protection. Then it's settled. Let's shall I head to Vesper Bay and scout out the area. Greetings, Hanson. I've been waiting for you. I'm Valletta, and I'd like to personally welcome you to Event Square. The most spacious of all the areas of the Gold Saucer, Event Square is a veritable cornucopia of pleasure and delight. Doubtless it's the size of a stage in the middle square has caught your eye. That is the scene of some of our most sensational attractions. Don't be shy about taking center stage. After this curtain has fallen, why not try changing your life forever? At the Jungle Crackpot, all you need is a handful of MGP and a head full of dreams. Just choose 4 numbers and cast your hopes into the heavens. You never know when Nemea will smile down upon you. Now, as much as I enjoyed getting to know you, I'm afraid it's time for us to part. The next and final leg of your tour takes you to Round Square. Don't think too hard about the names, darling. Even I'm not sure it's supposed to make sense. Are you the first-time visitor I was told to expect? 1,000 welcomes to the Gold Saucer and 1,000 welcomes to Round Square. How can the square be round, you ask? I'm not sure I understand the question. Moving on to the more important question matters. Is that the lofty peak of a not sight to behold? That is Mount Curl, the mountain attraction here at Round Square. One of the most thrilling events pits our customers against each other and challenges who can make most to scale its heights. I tell you, the view from the summit is a sight to behold. And that concludes your tour of the Gold Saucer. Well, I'm sure you're eager to start enjoying yourself. Please do not forget to return to the main counter and claim your complimentary gift. Welcome back, Doctor. I trust you've come away from the tour with a greater appreciation of all the Gold Saucer has to offer. As a token of appreciation of your patronage, it is my great pleasure to offer you a complimentary gift from a personal vault of our esteemed proprietor. Well, knock me down with the chuckles, tail feathers. It's a new customer, I see. Ah! I could hardly pick a better time to drop in for an impromptu inspection. Master Roll. Yes, this gentleman here is but in the moment has completed his instructor tour. Is that? Well, then allow me to personally welcome you to the Gold Saucer. I am Roland, sir, good sir, and the fellow entrusted with overseeing the daily affairs of the fine establishment on behalf of our esteemed proprietor. Great man if there ever was one. You're an adventurer, yes? I just bearing told me as much. I dare say then that your travels have seen firsthand the difficulties that plague our nation. Witness the struggle of Alamigos displaced masses and those whose homes were consumed by the fires of the calamity. The Sultan is not sympathetic to their plight, of course. Yet how can one begin to provide succor to such countless multitudes? One man had an answer. Goldbert Mandeville had a dream of a house of untold wonders that would provide stable indulgence to the displaced, birth and merriment to the disconsolate, and prosperity and plenty to the Sultanate at large. To many of our patrons, the Gold Saucer is nearly ARZ's foremost entertainment venue, a place to forget about the cares of the day. To me, it is one of the founding stones upon which our realm will be rebuilt, a miracle wrought by the hand of the greatest man I had ever known. Something tells me you understand which I've told you, that you perchance cherish a similar dream, but I shall keep you no longer. The gold saucer and all its wonders wait you, friend. Pray enjoy them to your heart's content. Till we meet again, may the spinner's pole ever be kind. Behind the stories lie Tickle's grand minions for homes of the heart-pounding, hair-raising spectacles that Tickle-raising and Lord of Verminion. Good, you're here. Master Vulcan has begun his overland trek for a while. Before he left, I asked the good merchant to discuss his travel arrangements with less than his usual discretion. Assuming the assassin had eyes and ears on the target, I assumed that they would move to occupy most of the favorable ambush sites. Now, if I were intend to murder a lone traveler, I would choose one or two options. First being the alleys here to Asver's Bay, second being the long dark tunnels leading into town. Propose we split up and secure both areas. I will take the back streets and have the old hunting shaft. Seek the double plane of ambushers, then meet back here when you're sure the route is safe. Defeated their ambush, did you? Well done. As you can see, they had a second group waiting in the wings. Your opponents were the same mutant attackers as before, yes? Pity these cursed bonds. They don't let mercy stay our hands. They are a little different from the Walking Dead, and no art can restore them. We did, however, want to execute the blade. On purpose, of course. You seem eager to disengage, so I obliged. He limped off towards the coast, but with the wound I've given him, he will not have fled far. We'll track this last assassin to his destination. I remain here and greet Master Vulcan. She will be arriving through your sacred channel by any moment now. Master Amkip, here I am. Nary sketch upon my person. My deepest thanks. You have saved my family, and for that I can never truly repay you, but I must at least try. I share this gift with Master XIV. My spire will be waiting until I must taking my leave of you. May Nald and Rinchi bless you in your endeavors. We had a stroke of luck. The man I followed leapt into the sea and was pushed out by others by a rowboat. I last saw them making for a merchantman and get out into the bay. Considering the absence of fear, I must assume that one who fled had been commanded to report the outcome of the ambush. We can identify the ship, and then we'll be able to one step closer to unmasking this foul puppeteer. Then we can... Another token from this team, Master Wilkin. How kind of that he seeks us to reward us. Ah, there is a note as well as an address to both of us both, him. You have my eternal gratitude. Twice now has my life been saved by red mages, and twice by one in particular. Mayhap you remember the day 20 years ago when the crimson duelist fought to save the life of a child. Remember you, Master Xerun, for your scarlet garb was forever etched into my memory. It is a strange feeling to be recognized for a decades-old deed. Had he not known me, would he have been so ready to place his life in our hands, I wonder. Aside for a few wrinkles, I suppose, I've changed little my appearance. It was close dust when we worked to evacuate my fellow Alamegans, even as the homeland we knew crumbled around us. In the end, it is the lives that matter, not the place. Regardless of the circumstances, a red mage must strive to achieve the greatest good. So I have always believed. Our actions are our own reward, but a little acknowledgement does wonders to sustain someone's faith, eh?